So he's saying it pretty definitively there that Engin did announce that Voevoda will be back. What's up, guys? So several people have asked me to do a video talking about Alexey Voevoda and his potential comeback. Now, if you don't know Alexey Voevoda, he's a legendary Russian arm wrestler who has beaten Brzenk, beaten a lot of the top guys in the sport at the time. His prime was around 2004 when he beat Brzenk after he had been almost unbeatable for 20-25 years. And upon listening to some interviews and some podcasts from Engin, I'm starting to put the dots together that it looks like Voevoda is going to come back in July, and I'm assuming that the ideal matchup for him to face is Brzenk, and that's just me connecting the dots. That's not for sure by any means, but all the evidence is leading towards that, and I'm going to show some of that right now. So here, firstly, was Engin talking on a live stream about a week, 2 weeks ago, and I made a video on this before, but this is when he revealed Levan's match for July against Morozov, and then he also revealed something else.
There will be Levan Saginashvili versus Artem Morozov, and also there will be another legend match.
So he said another Legends match there, as you heard, and I'm thinking Alexey Voevoda could be the potential guy for that because I saw another clip, and this is sourced from Arm Wrestling News, but he basically got a clip of a podcast, or he was talking about the podcast where Engin said that Voevoda is coming back, and in July.
Alexey Voevoda will be making a comeback in July this year. What is in July? East versus
I believe
West
he said that Engin said that. Now, he didn't show the video in this video, but he apparently watched it. Here, let's play this back for a second here.
He announced that Alexey Voevoda with Engin Terzi was live, and there he announced that Alexey Voevoda will be making a comeback in July this year.
So he's saying it pretty definitively there that Engin did announce that Voevoda will be back. So that could be huge. And also there's a video that I saw Alexey Voevoda talking about the Hermes versus Levan match, which is very recent. Obviously that was only a week ago. So it seems like Voevoda is still paying attention to arm wrestling, at least somewhat.
Коротко по поединкам. Леван Гаспарини. Это не 4-2, это 4-0. Всем привет. Коротко по поединкам. Леван Гаспарини. Это не 4-2.
He says it's not 4-2, but it's 4-0. Well, to me, that's 4-2 because Levan could not continue. But let's see what he says.
Почему? Потому что реально Гаспарини не выиграл ни одного.
Gasparini has not won a single match against Levan yet because Levan gave up and pulled his elbow off the back. It's pretty clear.
Начало сорваться. Трицепс, да, он придерживал, даже где-то у него борьба была, но когда Леван технически...
Levan exposed his wrist. Yeah, he did expose Hermes' wrist for sure. Levan definitely with the hand control advantage.
Преимуществом, я бы сказал. Просто
Levan is stronger. I don't dispute that either.
То, что человеку стало плохо, это спорт. Плохо может стать каждому.
He's ill. I mean, that's just a matter of translation. I'm assuming by ill, they mean that he was out of breath. That's what I'm assuming he's referring to. Could have happened to anyone. Well, maybe it's likely that it wouldn't have happened if he was a little bit lighter in weight. That's just something to think about. No one is insured by this. Well, I do think that losing weight could potentially lower that risk. Now, obviously, when you're in a match that's an absolute war, you're going to be out of breath and you're going to be like, you're going to be completely gassed between each round and stuff like that. But usually you'll be able to continue, at least if you have some cardiovascular endurance or, capabilities. But obviously when you increase your weight, it's harder to have cardiovascular capabilities, if that makes sense. Health and work on the mistakes of Levan. He doesn't like how his wrist worked. Well, that's fair, but I mean, Levan's wrist is so unbelievable. The fact that he even stopped the match is incredible. But if Hermes were to just take complete hand control, now that would be a whole nother mind fuck of just how strong, his wrist would have to beat Levan's wrist. I mean, we've seen some of the lifts that Levan has done in terms of just cupping, in terms of containment, in terms of finger strength. We know Levan has elite wrist strength. So, I mean... So that's an interesting response there. Let's look at the comments here. It was in the contract to pull all 6 rounds. Yeah, that is very true. Like, you sign a contract for king of the table to pull 6 rounds. I would hope that that happens, you know, unless there's a injury or something very severe. But yeah. Choosing to quit after 4-0 should mean you forfeit the last 2 rounds. Absolutely, I agree. That only makes sense under the agreement to pull all 6. Hermes deserves to be called the winner of the last 2 rounds because he literally made his opponent throw in the towel. Totally agreed. I don't know why Voevoda says that it's 4-0. Well, you're supposed to pull all 6 rounds, and Levon forfeited. So by default, those 2 rounds that are forfeited, that's 2 to Hermes. Gabriel Young, what? Levon gave up, said he was done. The last 2 rounds have to go to Gasparini. Totally agree. I don't think Voevoda saw the match. Who knows, man? Man, that's crazy. That's a crazy take from him, saying that Hermes didn't get the last 2. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's simple. If you can't last the whole fight, you forfeit and the other man wins. Yep. Doesn't matter how dominant you were in the first 4 rounds. Yep, same as boxing. Totally. So, I mean, that seems to be the consensus as far as what people are saying. But in terms of the comeback, as you heard there from Engin with the update, that is huge news. Voevoda to come back in July, and Brzenk has got to be the main option. That's what I'm speculating, that it's Brzenk, because, you know, Alexey has beaten Brzenk back. I believe this is in 2004. This is a good video right here, but as the title says, the man who ended John Brzenk's 25-year winning streak. This is from World of Strength. This is a good video. Man, you can just see the hand domination. Like, to be able to dominate Brzenk's hand, that is nuts. Brzenk having to go bail all the way out and then come back in and slip. 55 kilograms? Holy shit. Is that, I don't know if that's around the thumb. That almost looks like it's just strapped over the hand. I mean, still, 55 kilograms. That's like 130 pounds or some shit. That's like 3 45-pound plates, something like that. That's absurd. Obviously, he's very agile. Apparently, he's a vegan nowadays as well, so he looks kind of leaner. He doesn't look as big as he was in his prime shit. Obviously, a very athletic dude. You see him against Michael Todd. Easy, just easy, right to the pad. It's got to be from like 2003 or something. That's an old match. You can see his athleticism here, just doing fucking, what is that, human flagpole, I believe that's called? Yeah, that's incredible. This is like some real old school footage here. Here's the match versus Brzenk. Here's the strap match. So after John slipped there, after they both slipped. This is in Zloty Tour, 2004. Is that Neil Pickup as a referee? Am I seeing things? Look at that hand control in the strap. Has the high position. John is underneath. Complete ideal technical arm wrestling. I mean, you see how his response to Hermes saying he didn't like how his wrist works. I mean, Alexey, you can just tell the guy is fundamentally technically sound in terms of he likes to pull in a position where he has hand control, you know, lat engaged, trying to, just a very traditional style basically is how I would describe it. Traditional hand control style. Here's post-retirement clips of him training. Here's Michael Todd again. He's just controlling the hand and the strap there. Complete domination. Michael Todd looks hopeless. Muscle ups. This dude's an athlete for sure. Large forearms, large biceps. Training with Saplankov. Oh wow. This is like when Saplankov was an absolute fucking ginormous mutant. Not that he isn't now, but I mean, he's even larger. He was probably 300 at one point almost. Maybe more. Keep in mind, he's 6'1". The fact that he's so thick, it makes it look like he's shorter, but that's a large human. Now this is impressive. I want to try doing something like that. Static hold like that. I like doing static holds like pull-ups like in an arm wrestling position, but I've never tried it like almost like a little bit more cupped in like he was there. I mean, the highlights just go on and on from this Russian killer. I think you get the point there, but Alexey Voevoda to face Brzenk in July. Is that actually going to happen? Am I connecting the dots here? If you guys look into this, you guys might see the same things, that it's looking like that could be a potential matchup. I think it would be a fantastic match. So leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments. I would love to discuss about this more and make more videos regarding this and regarding more arm wrestling topics. I mean, you could always leave a comment, and I'm more than inclined to do an arm wrestling video on it if I think it's a good topic. So appreciate you guys watching. Another flex because my arms are just way too massive right now. Absolutely way too massive. It's unfair.